Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brian at Creative, and this is Creative. This is part 2 of our 3D Engrave series here, part or video. I'm going to pick up right where we left off before, while we were in Photoshop, and we had just made everything, if you remember, gray, or black and white. So let's go ahead and let's pick up from there and continue on. So we've got our great black and white one here. It's not the depth. This is just a black and white. So I'm going to name that just a black and white sections. All right. We're going to take this one, and I'm going to duplicate the group again. And this one is going to be black and white depth. All right. This one may not make a whole lot of sense to you, but what we need to do is we need to pick our highest one. Highest level. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this one. That's this one right here. That's this part right there, right? And we're going to leave it completely alone. And that makes perfect sense to you, doesn't it? Probably not. What we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the layer. Okay? I'm going to take this layer, copy, I'm going to put it underneath it. I'm going to go to this one. Okay? I'm going to take this and I'm going to do Control E. So now I've merged these two, and you're like, well, why did you do that? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Look, you just merged them. You just merged these, and I don't see anything happening. Oh, let's turn these off, shall we? There we go. So say, oh, her foot and her thing. Why did you do that? That's crazy talk. Crazy talk, man. Well, it would be, except we're going to collect and we're going to select this now. We've got that selected. We're going to come over here to our paintbrush and over here to this. This little wonderful thing here, when we put all the way at the top, is going to be white. You see our B value here is 100%. That's what we want, 100%. So, actually, let's go to, let's take it to like 90%, just to be safe. Okay, and I've got that selected now. I click, remember I control clicked here to select on this layer that. So I'm just going to paint it. Yep, I just painted it. Now, I got that done, so I'm going to select, I'm going to deselect it, I'm going to copy it, and duplicate the layer. And guess what I'm going to do? That's right, I'm going to put it underneath, and I'm going to say, let's go down one. Doop, to here. Now, I'm going to select, control click on this one, but I've got this one selected, and I want to come over here, and I want to say, well, we were at 90 before, let's go to 80 this time. Right. So we're now at 80, and I'm going to, oh, I think I need to turn that one off so I can see what I'm doing here. I need to select this. All of it. Select all of it. Yep, yep, yep. Huh. No. I actually need these all to be plain white, because this is for the etching. So let's come back up to this one real quick. That selects this one. Let's come to this one. Let's make it plain straight white, because I don't want it to write anything. I don't want it etch. It won't etch white. So let's turn that off, and then I'm going to come to this one, and I'm going to select this one, and then I'm going to plain white it. Yep, plain white, plain white, plain white, plain white. Okay, I want all of it in there, make sure I got it all. Okay, turn that off. This one, well, this one is not done, so we need to take this one and duplicate it. Alright, move it down below, and we want to Control E on it. We want to turn that one off, but we do want to Control click it, and we want to just choose here and like that. Correct. Now, again, duplicate this layer, drag it down below it. Okay, turn that one off. And we want to Control E on this. Click on this one. We want that selected. And we want to once more come in here and just white it up, white it up, white it up. Right. Now, we got that. Yep, I'm going to duplicate this. Right, I'm going to say OK. I'm going to drag it down below. And then I'm going to Control E. We're going to go to 10. I'm going to turn off 9. I'm going to select it though. And then I'm going to, once more, use my white. White it up. Duplicate this layer. OK. Drag it below. Turn this one off. Control E. Click on that. And then I'm going to white it all up. Yep. Alright. Now, I'm going to duplicate this one again. Duplicate there. OK. Bring it down below. Turn that one off. Control E. Select this. And I'm going to do the whiting again. Right. White, white, white. White, white, white. Now, duplicate the layer. OK. Drag it down below. Control E. Turn this one off. Click on this one. I want it to, oh, there went her hair. So now she's a snow person. Snow person with a face. Let's duplicate it again. Drag it below. Control E. Turn that one off. Alright. Click it so you can see it. And then we want to once more draw. So now we have, she's just a white silhouette at this point, right? Duplicate. Still got to keep doing it. Okay. Drag it below. Control E. Turn that one off. Click it though, and now draw, 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 draw. Alright. We want to make sure we get it all in there. Alright. We want to duplicate. Okay. Drag below. Control. Well, let's see here now. This is the last layer. So we want to do Control E. Like this. I'm going to turn this one off. Click it here. And we want to do the same thing again. Right. So now we're left with our background. So what we have done is we've taken it so now we can turn these on one step at a time. And we each have one piece of the whole puzzle here, where she is the end result. And this would be the black and white cut, actually. This will be the cutter here. Because that is perfect for us for cutting it. That's perfect for us for cutting it. But we do want to make it, like I said, I want to have it two ways. I want to also have it so I can print it. And we can do that, but we need a depth. We need a depth of this. So I'm going to duplicate this group again. Okay. And I'm going to call this one I'm going to call BW depth. Black and white depth. I want that one to show up. I want that one to go away. And I want this one to shrink. Okay. Now this is the one where we're going to do it all in pieces. We don't have to worry about trying to level things out and make things fit. What we're going to do is we're going to start here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 of them. 12 different levels. So we're not going to go as deep as we normally would. So let's go ahead and let's take this one. Let's pop over here. We're going to use our pen tool. We're going to control click on this. Use our pen tool here. Right there. And we're going to say we're at 100 right now. Let's go cancel. Let's switch this around so I can be the one I've been changing. We're at 100. We want to start at 90 because I think that's just a better one to start with. Okay, we're going to start at 90. I've got that selected. I am just going to paint over the whole thing right there. And now I'm going to go to the next layer. I'm going to control click on it and come back over here, and I'm going to go to 85. 85. And I am going to paint it to make sure I get it all. Alright, go to the next layer, control click on it, and I am going to come over here and I'm going to go to 80. 80, that's right, 80. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to paint all over it. Right, I'm going to go to the next one, control click, and we were at 80, so let's go to 75. Okay, and let's just do this. There we go. Now let's go to the next layer. Let's control click on it, and okay, we're at 75 last time. Let's go to 70. and paint her in there too. Okay, now let's go to the next layer, control click on it, let's go to 65. Okay, and let's do the same thing. Alright, now let's go to the next layer, control click on it, and then I believe at 60, yes, here we are, 60, and let's paint her in. Okay, now let's go down one more, control click, let's come over here, we're going down to 55. Okay, there goes her hair, all in the level 55. Right, let's go to this one, control click on it, now we're at 50, that ends up being her face, and there's 50, there's her face at 50. Okay, now let's control click here, this will be our first layer of the background, let's go ahead and pop in here and say 45. Did we miss one? It does seem so. This one right here, let's see, is 90. As we're going to 11, so 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, 65, 60. So we're looking at 60. Here for this one, there we go. Alright, we gotta make sure we get everything. So 60 says 55, 50. That's the face, I believe. Yep. Interesting that her face and that is on the same level. So let's just click here. All of this shouldn't really be there. So let's erase that. That's on the next level. Her face should be on a level all to itself. Just there. So let's go ahead and let's do our thing here, because the face was at level 50. I'm on the eraser. There we go. Okay. Level 50. Now, here, this one should be this level. Let's control click here, and this one should be 45. Yes, 45. And then this one should be 40. 40. Correctamundo. And then this one should be 35. And there you can see an actual depth by shade going back of our picture. Now we can come in and we can just sort of do we can take this and say, okay, well, this is great. Let's pop up here. Let's hold down Alt, Layer, and Merge Visible. That gives us an undestructed one. Let's go ahead and let's turn all these off, because we've got one right there. let's take this and let's blur it just a touch. Gaussian blur. I want them to merge in there, but I don't want to lose the height too much. I just want those edges not to be so sharp. About right there. Okay. So there we have our this is a height. This is a height map in the sense of how we're going to do things. Now, this is the black and white depth map. This would indicate each piece of cardboard. I don't know if you've seen how we do this yet, but I bet you're getting pretty close, if not at there. Alright, so we have 2 here. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's make our 3D model out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to duplicate it up here. And I'm going to create a folder right here. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this 3D model. Which, again, I did that. Why do I keep doing that? Goodness gracious. Alright, so let's toss this into the 3D model. I'm going to right click on, I'm going to turn this off. This is the only thing on. And I'm going to, oh, actually, I'm going to pop over here. And I'm going to say, mesh from depth map, put it on a plane, and create. I'm going to wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait some more, and wait some more. Boom. There we have our image. You see? It just kind of pops all out. That's a little thick. So I'm going to click over here on this model, and I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to shrink it down, something like that. There we go. Now I have a model here. That looks pretty darn good. I like that. Nice and flat. It's easy to see. And here's the neatest part of this. Ready? We're going to pop on over to layers in this 3D model, and I'm going to pop this one open over here. It's going to say OK, and click back over here, and I'm going to grab our layer 0. If you recall, our layer 0 is our no, that didn't work. It did not work because I probably had it turned off like that. Let's try this again. Alright. Open up this. Yes, that will make changes to everything. And let's pop back over here. Let's open up, turn that on so I can see the color. I want to drag it over here. And I just do not see it. It's just not showing it to me for some reason. But it is showing it to me there, which I can kind of see I'm not. There we go. Okay. I don't know why it's all in black, but that's fine. There we go. Now we can look and we can see she stands out in that picture, doesn't she? You've kind of given her some depth. She kind of pops out in that picture like she was pressed out of aluminum. This is a great one here we can use to print that model. We can print that straight out, and we can put that. It won't quite look like that in a printed version. In a printed version, it won't quite look quite like that. However, that thing can be used in another program which we do have on the computer, and that is 3D Builder. If you have Microsoft Windows 10. So let's go ahead and let's shrink 3D Builder for just a second there, and let's pop in and let's take our black and white depth one. Remember, we have this one, so we're going to turn off the 3D model. It's going to go away. We're going to make this one show up right here. We're going to go File, and we're going to go Save As. We've got this one here. We're going to choose to make this a JPEG, and we're going to call it Woman on Rock 1A. Save. Okay. Let's go back to our 3D Builder. We're going to open. We're going to do a load an image, and we're going to come back down to D. And we're going to go to YouTube and projects, the edge, and it's going to be called Woman. Woman, there it is right there. I'm going to open this one. Boom, we see that it pops up in here. It's kind of nice that it does that. However, let me find my 3D printer. Let's see, this is the one I want. I'll plug that. Go ahead and plug that in. All right, this is not the one in here we want. That was the printer I want. The levels, you can see we can change things here to make them come out like that, but it's just a block. That doesn't look like anything. But this is a perfect height map. So let's choose a lot of levels here. Let's smooth it up some. Let's reduce that a little bit. A little bit more. There we go. Now we have our depth. Now, I'm going to say import this image. This looks fantastic. We're going to go with this. We do have our picture, if you recall. That's in here. So let's go ahead and let's turn this one off for a second. Let's come down here to this one and let's go File, and let's save as on this one. And we're going to say this one here is the JPEG version of the Woman on the Rock, but we're going to call this one Woman on Rock. So 1A full color, and we're going to hit save. Come back over to this, and now I'm going to do paint. I think I did bring it in, didn't I not? With a texture. I may not have. If not, we just go back and we do new scene, add. Choose our woman again. There we go. Textures are off, and now they're on. Okay, we want to go to height map. Right, there we are. I'm not too keen on that height map, but let's lower the levels just a little. Yeah, that'll work right there. Right there. Okay. There we go. Texture. Now we've got a texture. We're going to put the coverage at 100%. I'm going to turn it to even. I'm going to come here, I'm going to load, and remember we just saved Woman full color. And click. Oh no, that did not come out quite like I wanted. That did. And there we go. Now we've got the Woman full color. She definitely looks like she's popping out of that rock at us. You can sort of see. It looks like we made a 3D picture out of a 2D picture. To me, let's move it a little. There we go. It looks like we made a 3D picture like she's actually coming out of that rock. That's what it looks like. So, also, it's got some depth there, so we can actually print this. You can print from this, but it's so expensive. If I go over here to like 3D print, and I look at what their cost is to print this, it is absolutely insane. $180.86 to print this. That is a lot. You could actually buy a 3D printer, a small one, for that cost, just to print this one girl. And granted, she looks fantastic, but I'm afraid no. So, it says installed printers none, discovered printers refresh. It doesn't see that I have a printer. Isn't that funny? But that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and turn open that one up. Let's go ahead and let's cancel on this. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna do save as. And I want to save this as STL because that is an option. So we're going to do backspace, delete. We're going to do Woman on Rock. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to save it. I'll even do save it as its own native format. Yeah. Just so I can access it later in the future. Okay, so we've saved it as an STL file. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this now because I'm not doing anything in this. We got to see how much it cost for one of these to be printed, and 3D printing is expensive. It does cost a pretty penny. Let's turn on this printer. It's turning on. It's initializing. So while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and continue on the process here for the etcher. Now remember, we did this. Oh, that was a 3D model right there, the cutter. It's black and white. We can do it in color as well. We can do it in color. When we print this, we may want to do it in color. If we want to have things in color, then what we can do is we're going to take another. We're going to make another folder. That's not a folder. And we're going to make a folder group, and we're going to say color cutter. Alright, I'm going to take this one here, I'm going to copy it, duplicate the layer. I'm going to drag it up to the color. I'm going to turn this off. Turn that on, but I do want this open now, because remember, this is our black and white cutting. This is what I need for the engraver, because the engraver doesn't do color. It just burns things with a laser. So what we do is we do control click, we do over here, we're on this one, we do control J. Okay, we do the next one, control, click on this one, control J. We're just going to start building our stuff again, right? So we're going to, that didn't work quite right, did it? Yes. Leave this layer 2, yes. Alright, let's try again. We're going to do control, click right there, and then control J. Correct. Now we're going to do control click on this one. Oh, that's right, this is for the cutter. We want to do the black and white sections. Correct, we want to do the sections. We'll want to do the sections in color for right now. So what we want to do is click here and do Control J, and then click here, and then click back to here. This is the third one, and do Control J, and then click here and let's see the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, click here. Just Control there, and Control J. We want to do the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Control J. We want to do the sixth one. Click and Control J. Okay, we want to do the seventh one. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th one. Control J here. Yep, Control J. And then I'm going to click here. I'm going to do the 8th one, which was something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be this one here, the hair. Alright, Control J. Alright, now we want to do the face. Click here, and Control J. Now we want to do the next part, which is the middle rocks. I'm going to do Control J. I'm going to click here. Come on down, and we want to do the next ones, which is right here. This is the ones in the back, middle. Control J. And finally, but not last, we want to do this one right here, and Control J. Now we can make this one disappear. We've got it. We can see that we've got this. What we need to do now is we need to really, we're going to have to kind of use both of these. So we're going to actually want to take this black and white cutter, and we're going to duplicate this group. Alright, I'm just going to leave it as copy because I'm going to pull the things out of it. Right? I want to take them out. I want to take layer 4, this one here, and I want to move it all the way up to the very top up here. Right, and then I want to take this one and I want to go Control E. Correct. Now, I want to take this one, do the same thing. Because these have our size and our scale on them. I'll just sit right there. Yep, I'm going to do Control E. Right. Now I want to do the next one the same way. one that matches it. That'll be this one. Control E. Now let's come on down here. Right here, we have a leg. A leg, right. Control E. Let's take whatever this is. It's what's under the leg. That's what it is. Right there, Control E. So we'll go right there. Control E. And move this one up again. You see that one goes right there. Control E. This is the hair. You can really tell that's hair. Control E. And this is the face. Control E. And this is the mid rocks. Right there. Control E. And this one is right here. Why are we doing it this way? Because we need to keep the white area. Control E. And then we have this copy we can then delete. There we go. Now, taking it from the forward back, let's see. There goes that one. Her foot, her hand. You see it's turning white, not transparent. And it's in color. There we go. You see, we made all of them disappear. Now we can bring her back again. We're magic. And there we go. Alright, so now we have a whole bunch of different ones here. We have the cutter and we have the color. What I'm going to do for the black and white etcher is I'm going to use the black and white. If you're going to print it, then what you're going to want to do... Oh, speaking of printing, hold on, let me try to get that other part open. Popped over to XYZ Print for the DaVinci printer. It's on, it's sitting here, it's ready. Let's go ahead and let's bring in that that one that we just had there. Projects, etch. And we have it right here with the Woman on a Rock STL. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to pull that in. We can see it clear. Oh no! All right, let's see here. There it is. This is what it looks like. It is a woman on a rock. It's kind of pretty. It's kind of big. It's kind of big. So let's see, how big is this actually going to be? How long is this actually going to take? I don't know that I need an infill on this. 3 hours. Because it's doing a lot of infill. Let's go ahead and let's change our infill to none. Because I don't really need an infill at all on this. Infill density 0. Okay, let's go on back. Let's prepare it again. $2 hours. That seems a lot more reasonable for something that I just trying out. So let's see, it's gonna, we can kind of break it down here. Oh, you know, we probably do need an infill on that just to hold it up. We can use supports, I guess. But that would be like adding infill. Let's see what happens if I enable supports. Oh, what's that going to be now? That's probably going to jump it way up in the air. Oh, 1 hour 47 minutes. It didn't add that much more time to it. It seems to think it can do it without supports, essentially. Interesting, 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 yes. I know it can't. But it seems to think it can. That's fantastic. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little changeroo here. We're going to click on this, and I am going to tilt this on its Y? No. X? Yes. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees on its X-axis. And then I'm going to come over here and land it. There she is. There's our lady. This will probably print a little bit better with no infill, just because it's just it'll print better with no infill, like that, than flat, because now we're not actually, until we get to the very top, we're not actually just going directly over. So I'm good with that. This is going to take not very much filament or anything else. It's just going to take some time. So let's pop back real quick. And one thing that I know that we do need is brims, and we do need to add a brim, because that's important. Things tend to fall over, and we don't want it to knock over. So we're going to add a brim around the edge here. It's going to take 2 hours to print, so that's going to be printing for a while, and I will have to come back and show you that. I'm not going to film the 2 hours of it printing, because that's crazy. Let's just go ahead and hit print though, so it can start doing its thing, and we're going to pop on back over to Photoshop. Okay, so we're back here in Photoshop, and we've got we've got our color one. Remember, you're going to use the color one if you're using cardboard and a printer. I'm going to use the black and white one because my etcher won't do it that way anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Remember, we made this one here. You would have the size of a piece of paper. I have the size of the board I'm going to be using. So I'm going to grab this black and white cutter folder, and I'm going to drag it right on over here. Right. And now everything is selected, so I want to just kind of set that right there, close to the edge as I can. I'm probably going to have to resize everything in here to fit a little bit better. So I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to have to go, let's see, transform, scale, and we're going to have to bring this down, because that's really big for, and I need to, this is all the room I got, so I'm going to have to put quite a few pictures in there. So I'm going to start with this one. Now, this one has all kinds of layers in it, right? The last layer is great, so let's move to the layer above it, and we're just going to slide it over. I just want to slide it on over. I could do it kind of like that. Let's see, I don't know how many of you would get there like this. Oh. I think I can give myself a little bit of room. I still think I'm too tall though, because we got a lot to go. So I don't have to shrink it yet again. Ah. So let's actually go back to our move. Let's go here. And let's do edit. Transform scale. We're actually going to have to make this a lot smaller. We're going to have to make it probably about, oh, I'd say, yeah, probably about that small. I'm going to have to move it up to a corner like this. Now, let's go and do what we were doing when we're moving things over to the side. I can give it some room here, so let's zoom in a little, because Photoshop doesn't let you do a whole lot of stuff at a distance. Like this. Now let's grab this next one and let's move it over. Just gonna come back one. Is it important that I keep it even? Yes and no. So I'm going to go to the next one. I want to try to keep it lined up. If you hold shift, you can kind of pull in one direction. So let's go ahead and let's add to this on the background level. We're going to just make this black, just so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I don't know what layer we're on. I think we're starting from the bottom up. Yes. Okay, so we have some space in between. This one, that looks good. This one, it looks fine. This one's not fine. There we go. We don't really have a lot of space there on that side anymore. So let's grab this here, and we're going to bring it down at this point. Yeah, we'll bring it down at that point. We're going to grab the next one, and we're going to bring it. You know what? Let's go back 2. And which one was it? This one? Was it 14? Yes. So let's grab all the rest of our layers, which are a considerable number of layers, and we're going to pull them all down. See, I can see that we might be having a few issues here, huh? Let's go to layer 11. Okay, and let's go to layer 10. Let's go to layer 9. Oh, well now, that causes a problem, doesn't it? See, we still don't have enough room here. I still have to shrink it down. Alright, you can hear the printer going off behind me. Chick, 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 chick. Yeah. This was layer 14. We're going to move layer 14 up here. So that would be layer 11. Right there. Layer 10. Layer 9. Layer 8. Layer 6. We've got 2 more layers and we don't have room for them. 7 and 4. So we're going to have to do this one more time. This is just getting smaller and smaller on us. No! That should fit those 2 layers. I'm not gonna redo everything like I did before. I'm just gonna say 7 is here at the end, and we're gonna say 4 is up here. And we're still off, so we need to bring it in. Edit. That's pretty neat. I haven't seen that before, but it's not what I need to be doing. I need to be making it all fit, and that's the key. We need to have it all fit in here. Okay, there is all the different parts that we have. The black background is completely not wanted. We do not want the black background at all. Not even a little. Not even a touch. All the white we're going to change just slightly. So for the purpose of the K40 laser. Change that background back to white, because remember, it won't print anything. We'll have 2 files. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do Alt. I want to do Image, Layer actually. Alt, Layer, Merge Visible. That's going to give me the first one. This is the one where I'm going to get actually my graphics out of. This is the one you would print on your printer in color, right? Fitting inside the page. Now we have another here. We want to take that one, go away, and what I want to do is I want to come in here. I want to select. Color range, and I want to choose just the white with no fuzziness at all. And I want it to be all the white in this thing. Everything is just plain white, solid white. I want to take and I want to, you know what? Let's just do an image adjustments, and we're going to do a replace color. And I want to replace the color white Okay. Cancel. We're going to do it off this one. Duplicate layer. Image, adjustments, select. Replace color. There we go. I want to select just the white with no fuzziness. And I want to make it a little bit less white than normal. I want it to be, let's say roughly there. We can add a little fuzzy until we get all of it in there. Okay. Right. Cancel on that because we do actually want that, but we do not want that. What we want to do is we want to turn this off. We're going to go, yeah, Alt, Layer, where it's visible. This is all white. So we actually want it to be like this so that we can see all of that. But we want to go ahead and select, let's do image, let's change our image adjustments, replace color, again with the white. There we go. There's our white. That's what we want. And we want to knock it down just a touch. What we need it to do is we need it to have the ability to trace out the parts we need. So we say OK, and that's fine. Now we can turn back on our white because now, as you can see, they stand out pretty darn well. Okay, so we have two parts, two images here. Let's do a save as, and this one is we're going to call this one the JPEG. We're going to call this one Woman on a Rock Trace. Woman on Rock Trace. Save. Okay. Now we're going to call this one file. Say, let's turn that off. Let's turn this back on. And this is going to be called to save as Woman on Rock Raster. Woman on Rock Raster. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this into Inkscape. You would hit print with the color version if you're doing it on a cardboard and a printer. Cardboard, remember, you're going to print it, and then you're going to want both of those still because one of them is going to show you where your cutouts go. You're going to cut out along those lines, maybe with an X-Acto knife or a pair of scissors, including the part that's got the actual texture. And then, okay, and then you're going to print the other one, which is, of course, it's all in white, and it's got these details and colors in there. So you're going to want both of those printed too. So you're going to want to print 2 pages. One you're going to use, you're going to still cut them all out, but on this one you're going to cut out just the pictures, not the white, just the pictures. On this one you're going to cut out all the little extra too. Once they're glued to the cardboard, you're going to go ahead and glue this one to the cardboard, cut it out. This one is not going to be glued to the cardboard. You're just going to cut this one out first, cut it out, and then you will glue this over the ones that are gray, like that. And you'll see that all the gray will be filled in by all the colors as you put it in order. Now remember, you cut this one. This one here was initially done on cardboard. So as you cut it out, you're cutting out the cardboard and the picture, both. So you've got depth. And when you layer them, when you stack them one on top of the other, you should get some layers. We'll see that same thing sort of happen once I get that engraver going. So let's go ahead and stop here. I'm going to drop this in Inkscape. Inkscape does not work with Filmora, so you're not going to see the Inkscape part, but you will be able to see them pop up in, well, it would be nice to be able to show you the Inkscape part, because you have to do a trace to go ahead and find a path trace to find the area where it wants to do the cut. But we'll see it in, we'll go ahead and we'll see it in K40 Whisperer. Okay, so that's going to finish up part 2 for us. We're going to have a part 3. You can hear the printer going. I got that print that failed last time. It's re-going right over here. It seems to be going fine. The filament broke in the cartridge, the XYZ cartridge for the XYZ printer. Anyway, I had to reload the filament there. So it is printing, and I will be able to show you that. Hopefully it will finish at some point or another. I'm sure at one of the parts I will be able to show you that. Let's go ahead and end part 2, and we're going to go on to part 3, so I hope to catch you there. And remember to keep being creative.